Yeah, that's me right there in Boston, Massachusetts, just kind of starting my spiritual journey somewhat, the beginning phase of it, getting to tap into myself a little bit more, exploring myself a little bit more, journeying a lot more. I got to go to Minnesota and work doing some meditation, something I always loved doing, working with people who needed some major healing from suicidal trauma, childhood trauma. I took that journey on forward to the Philippines, and I got to do more inner work with myself. I got to explore myself a lot more. I got to see a little bit more of the other side of me, dealing with my loneliness, just really facing myself, asking those questions. And then I'm starting to see the world from a different perspective, looking at the world from another side, tapping into the vibration of the locals and getting to learn who they are and talking to them. Standing at the top of Awesome Mountain Peak, I'm starting to see more about who I really am, dealing with myself a lot more. I went to the Philippines to do this inner work, spiritual work, and then I acquired some land, which was the major key of why I was over there. And it's just the beginning phase of something to continue on, and the healing process. And got to visit the Taoist temples while I was there, and heal while I was there. Got back in time to see my son's birthday. He turned 2. That was a good phase and journey for me. So when I got back, he reminds me so much of me. So that was good. I continue to go to, my journey, South Dakota here, North Dakota, just standing at the top of these mountain peaks and over these cliffs and getting in tune with nature, more in tune with myself, figuring out who I am more, learning more about me, and then going to the parks to see the bears and the bison and the elk and just being one with that. Then I go on to Asheville, and Asheville became a good clarity thing for me because I'm jumping off cliffs, I'm renewing my spirit, my vibrations, I'm in the water, cliff diving, just refreshing myself. I got to work with some wilderness therapy people, and as you can see, it did me a great deal right here, and I look good there. And continuing on with Minnesota again, I started to do some book signings there. The local newspaper radio talked me up. I spoke at the local library there, and then I met this guy in the airport, spontaneously asked me to come speak at his organization. That worked out pretty good for us, and then I moved forward on to launch a podcast. I got to interview a lot of people, talk with people who believe in themselves, discovering their purpose, and we just did great things. And forward from that, I just got to start in the revolution. I knew my people needed to be galvanized in a way. Commonwealth was our a goal, and we achieved that. And I made it known to my city that I was here for them. I'm a community leader at heart, and the organizer and the revolutionary at that too. So it didn't last long, but it lasted for the moment that we needed it for, and it helped us. It helped us get where we needed to be. I grew from it, as you can see, but I continue to look forward. I continue to move on. 100 plus black men was the launch of that revolutionary party, and then I moved on to another revolutionary party where we went to St. Louis, and we did a convention there. I traveled to New Orleans. I got to see, the dirty, the boot state. Then I go to New York, and I'm over here and looking at bridges and stuff like that. Continuing on, I'm just hanging out on these airliners, just seeing the world from a different view, looking out, looking over, seeing the world from the top, and really growing, really continuing to lead, continuing that journey. And I launched brands from it. King Obeng t-shirts came out of that, and people galvanized behind that. And the documentary was the follow-up to that, to talk about the continuation of this growth for our people and myself as well, continuing on in these airline airports and looking at the top of the world, touching the sky, looking out, looking over once again, reminding myself of why I'm doing this work, reminding myself of why I'm here, reminding myself of where I'm going. And then major part of 2019 was connecting with people of all kinds, all walks, all life. Making friends, spontaneous type of friends, people you never thought you'd meet, people you never met, and meeting people in the airports, just taking these trips and meeting these people and seeing people on their own spiritual journeys, their own spiritual walks, looking at what they're doing. And people are just glowing, smiling. When you got a pure heart, you can make people shine like the inner light that's already in them. And that's kind of what's in me, and I just illuminated in others. And from that point, we formed brotherhoods. I formed bonds with people, mentors, and brotherhoods right here where these brotherhoods will last forever. Sisterhoods, and then these will last forever. Friends are forever. And so we continue on, and people will always be who you let them be when you be who you are. And continuing with my journey, I just got to see things I love to do. Barnes and Noble is one of my favorite stores. I got to speak at a church of a different religion, and then I started my own religion. And from that point, you already know the rest. I love you. I love me. I love us.